Welcome to TCM Classics. Today I'm going to be showing you a few points that I've shown in my previous videos as far as indication and needling technique are concerned and point location. So today I'm going to be going over practical application and specifically practical application of acupuncture in my personal life and what specific pathologies I use it for direct results. In Chapter 5 of the Huangdi Neijing Su Wen, the manifestation of yin and yang from the macrocosm to the microcosm, it states, in the universe, the pure yang qi ascends to converge and form heaven, while the turbid yin qi descends and condenses to form the earth. Yin is passive and quiet, while the nature of yang is active and noisy. Yang is responsible for expanding, and yin is responsible for contracting, becoming astringent and consolidating. Yang is the energy, the vital force, the potential, while yin is the substance, the foundation, the mother that gives rise to all this potential. Extreme heat or extreme cold will transform into its opposite. For example, on a hot day, the heat will rise, causing condensation and eventually rain and therefore cold. Coldness produces turbid heat produces clear yang. If the clear qi descends instead of rising, problems such as diarrhea occur in the body. If the turbid yin qi becomes stuck at the top and fails to descend, there will be a fullness and distension in the head. These conditions are imbalances of yin and yang. In nature, the clear yang forms heaven and the turbid yin qi descends to form earth. The earthly qi evaporates to become the clouds, and when the clouds meet with the heavenly qi, rain is produced. Similarly, in the body, pure yang qi reaches the sensory orifices, allowing one to see, hear, smell, taste, feel, and decipher all information so that the shen, or spirit, can remain clear and centered. The turbid yin qi descends to the lower orifices. The clear yang qi disperses over the surface of the body. The turbid yin qi flows and nourishes the 5 zong organs. The pure yang qi expands and strengthens the 4 extremities, and the turbid yin qi fills the 6 fu organs. So I will go into detail in my video on Zong Fu theory that's going to be coming in the next few weeks, so stay tuned and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It costs nothing and it means a whole lot to me, and you'll always be updated on my new latest videos. So the whole point of me reading the passage from the Huangdi Neijing about how clear yang qi rises to the heavens and dense yin qi sort of condenses to the earth, and how basically within the human body, as we age, or as we believe we age, we become less flexible, not just in our mindsets, in our emotional everything, but also in the physical body. We're predominantly water, but also as we age, our muscles, our ligaments, our bones become less supple, less flexible, like when we're a child or a newborn and all that jazz. So what we want to do in this body is try to not reverse that in a way, maybe, but I would say more importantly, try to prevent that from happening as fast, right? So how do we do that? We stretch, we make sure we get enough potassium and drink enough clean water. And there's so many things that we can do, just making sure we're moving and we're not sitting in the same position for too long. And, if there's so many just daily alignment things, like minuscule alignment things. Actually, this is something I just thought of that I wanted to share. So when I was in my early 20s, I rode my bicycle with this guy that I had a crush on and his dad to Vancouver from Calgary, and we rode all through the Rockies and the Coquihalla, and it was insane because I'd never really rode bike before. I grew up mountain biking, but his dad was an Iron Man and had cycled his whole life, and the first day he rode beside me and sort of monitored me, and my knee was killing me. I remember I had my left knee was just, I don't know if it was right or left, but it was my inner knee was destroyed already day one. And so maybe he monitored monitored me day 2. But either way, he very quickly was like, your toe of your foot needs to be slightly in like 1/4 of an inch. And it was the most minuscule alignment correction, but it made my knee injury go away, literally. And so I think that's something that we need to, that's obviously when you're doing such a repetitive action, and Olympic athletes and, any athlete would know that kind of thing. But I just believe it's the same within the human body, like in our daily life, right? If we're sitting at a desk chair all day, or for myself, I'll use myself in this example. Like, I tend to cross my leg, my right over my left. And I notice there's like a lot more tension under my right hip. And so I consciously stretch the right hip out, and I make an effort to like cross my left over my right. Like I'm doing it right now because I was just crossed over. So something like a little correction like that, or if you can during your day, during your work, not just go for a walk in the park, but also sit down on the grass, take your shoes off, feel the grass on your feet, like lay on your back, do a side stretch, pretty much any day I'm not feeling great, or usually in the evenings, I'll do like some yoga, stretching, breathing. I like to massage my feet a lot. That's something I will talk about in another video, but I do a lot of like mini self-care things like Epsom salt baths. I call them little detox baths. And, just like there's just so many things that you can do to kind of like rehydrate yourself through and through, but not like drown yourself in water. Just like make it so that your ligaments, your muscles, your tendons, your bones are more supple, more limber, and less prone to like breaking, right, when you get old. And so, I don't want to offend anyone or anything like that, but obviously a vegetarian diet is something that is great because it's quite low acidity, so more alkaline. It's better for keeping everything more flexible and fluid. Like, it's not gonna, I find people that tend to have like a heavy red meat diet or eat a lot of like meat, they're like, their bodies can, yes, maybe they have more energy and there's more protein and there's more muscle building going on, but there's also more of a tendency for like the body to kind of like get harder from a high acidity environment, if that makes sense. Whether it's the organs, the tendons, the muscles, the bones, whatever. And then obviously there's going to be days where we wake up feeling not great. Maybe we slept with the window open, it was raining, and our necks were exposed, and then we wake up with a headache, or we have, our ears plugged one day, or, we're like, whatever, something's going on, neck ache, low back pain, whatever. Everybody's got something at some point. And I woke up on this day of this video that I made, showing the example of the acupuncture I did, which was large intestine 4 and small intestine 3, both on either side of the hand. And I had just for like record purposes, I had a headache that was a stomach headache. So it was like the forehead more than the top, or like the back, which would be the back urinary bladder, and then the top, your liver. And then, it wasn't really a liver headache because it wasn't the sides of my head. It was really the front, the foot. Like, it was clearly a headache from too much sugar the night before, or not enough food, dehydration, one of the above. And so I knew I had to do something about it. What happens to me when I have, it could have been also not from those 3 things, but from sleeping on my neck weird. So I tend to have a weaker side. We all do. Mine is my right, and I will, it tends to sort of like seize up in the shoulder, and then it, the neck, and then the ear, and then everything, right? So I wanted to release my shoulder and my neck on my right side. And I also wanted to, there was some jaw tension, which I rarely get. And so large intestine 4 for that, the small intestine 3 for the neck pain, and large intestine 4 as well for the headache. So as soon as I needled them, there's a little bit of sweat in the palm, the center of the palm. That's a great sign. You're releasing the surface. I really I was in so much pain in my neck that I dug small intestine 3 in so deep that the duchy, it was there, and for sure it bled a little bit, as you can see when I took it out. That's okay. It felt pretty much as soon as I took the needles out. I left them in for about 22 minutes-ish. As soon as I took them out, my headache had I could feel it. I mean, it's rare a lot of the time if I'm filming, I'm just more I'm not giving myself a real treatment because my energy is sort of focused on filming, but I really was just focused on the needles and letting them do what they needed to do. And I think I needled a large intestine 10 on the right side, and then pericardium 6 on both sides as well. And just it instantly, when I took the needles out, headache gone, neck pain subsided, but felt the need to drink water within 20 minutes, was they were gone. I did some stretching, but there's obviously, after you have a headache and a neck pain, there's that kind of foggy residual, your eyes sort of feel hooded, cloudy or whatever. So I did needle my face as well. I needled in Tong, gallbladder 14. You can look at my other videos to see where those points are on my facial rejuvenation acupuncture videos. I also needled small intestine or stomach 4 and Tai Chi, and stomach 6 or 5 on the right side only. So just the stomach on the right side. But it was between that, I was good to go by noon or 2 p.m. and I needled myself maybe at 10 a.m. or something. So I was thought I was going to write off my whole day, and I have to be not, and that's the great thing. That's what I want to share, is that's what I love about acupuncture so much, about my personal, use of it in my daily life. Even though I don't work in a clinic, it's how I utilize it on myself to be able to basically get a day that you were gonna not be able to have. The amount of work I got done, I was able to do 6 photo shoots that night. I was able to do a whole bunch of editing and managing my websites. I was able to get a whole day in that otherwise, you're in a headache, so you don't want to look at your phone and edit, and your brain and this and that. And so, yeah, and I did yoga, felt great, made sure I ate and drank enough water and took my supplements, and I will go over a video of that as well. But I just wanted to share that with you because a lot of people think oh, well, I'm, yeah, you're not going to just if you're feeling good. I had a teacher say this to me, right? It's great to get acupuncture for prevention of things, and if you're trying to accomplish a certain goal and you're just not feeling any way, but you go get it, fine. But obviously, if you're feeling good already, to needle yourself just for no reason is kind of not necessarily that. It's not necessary. So I try to be mindful of that. I'm not just gonna, if I'm feeling good, I'm not gonna just start going and needling myself all day. You're probably gonna feel better, but it's when on a day like that, when you're feeling like junk and you have that ability to utilize that, it's such an amazing feeling. Because, and in those moments, it does make me want to go out and be oh, treat everybody right. But I know that it's just me. My message and my purpose in this field is to sort of make it more approachable and make acupuncture and herbology and Chinese medicine, Oriental medicine more something that become it's, as practitioners, as doctors, you're supposed to be able to live TCM, live Chinese medicine, as opposed to just practice it. You don't go to work and do it and then go home and not do it. It's a lifestyle. And so if I can sort of give you little bits and gems and pieces that were at what excited me and sparked things for me in the early days of learning this medicine, that sort of make you go, oh, wait, I remember that person did this when they were feeling this way. I should go do that, or I should try that. Like, there's so many cliche things acupuncture is good for, like gynecology stuff and fertility and low back pain that it's been tested on, and regular periods and mental emotional stuff and all this and that. But there's so many things that it's not known for that it's amazing for. Like, most people just, oh, I have a headache and my neck's sore, I'm gonna go take an Advil and a Tylenol and like just suck it up. But like, there is a way out. There is a door out of that. And I'm not saying that, oh, needle Li4 and small intestine 3 and everyone's headaches. There's everybody. That was my treatment for myself, and the way how it worked was based off of everything I did, including the acupuncture, as well as, you know, my constitution beforehand, right? So everybody, this might not work for everybody, but there's so many different things you can do. And I think it's so important to like remember that you don't have to feel sick. You don't have to feel bad. If you wake up and you're feeling like crap one day, just make sure to like do what you can to get around it so that you still have that day that you feel good. Everybody deserves to feel good every single day. That's my belief, and that's what I want to share with you. And I just hope you feel the same way about yourself, because, you know, there's times in my life, and I'll be honest, where I didn't even know what it felt like to feel good, right? Like, you become it could be some chronic little thing that you're dealing with that just sits and it festers and festers, and you forget what it feels like to not even live without that thing. Or, you know, you're just going through so much and your body's in so much pain, you have a chronic illness, whatever. But to be able to get to that, and everybody can, right? Everybody can and deserves it, to feel good every single day. And I just think, why settle for less, right? So every single day, what we do today is an investment for how we're going to feel tomorrow in our bodies. And that, I stand by that. I've known that my whole life. Some days I do better than others. I'm sure we can all say the same. And the goal is to just, I think, not be so hard and disciplined. It's about balance, right? Yin and yang. What is the goal of all the acupuncture, of all the herbology, of all the Taoism, and of all the everything you learn in this medicine is all about balancing yin and yang. And that is really the message today. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your evening, morning, whatever it is for you. Again, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. I need to get to, I think, 1,000 subscribers in order to apply to be eligible to earn. And I just am so passionate about this medicine. It means a lot to me. And if you haven't, go and check out my channel for videos on facial rejuvenation, as well as like stuff on yin and yang theory, and there's even the sayings of Li Zi that I posted up. So go check it out. I hope you have an amazing day. Sending you lots of love.